Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, this is the time of the year where saltwater fishermen have some of the toughest trips, and that's due to cold water. And in order to be successful when you fish in those cold water times, you got to change your techniques. And I got to fish with some of the experts. Don Dudley Vandenborre, we fished with him in Lake Pontchartrain on the Causeway. Causeway's been kind of hit or miss. There's been some really good trips. There's been some tough trips. But one thing that has been consistent for a long time, if you're catching speckled trout on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, they're generally going to be good fish. They're going to be big fish. Also, we made a trip to the Intercoastal Waterway, went the day after Christmas, and, you know, I planned on a lot of people fishing that day. It's a very popular fishing day, similar to what we see on the day after Thanksgiving. But because of the weather, I didn't think as many people would turn out. Well, I was wrong. All the boat launches around Bayou Bienvenue were packed. Delacroix Island had a lot of people fishing there. And we went with Captain Mike Gallo, and he explains in detail about 4 different tips that you need to do when you're faced with fish in water temperatures below 53, 52, even if you're getting down into the high 40s. The fish change what they do, and you need to change your techniques accordingly in order to catch those fish.
I guess it shouldn't be much difference in that area because people in Delacroix and in Golden Meadow and Sulphur Mine, they wait for that cold weather.
They do.
And they find them deeper holes.
Well, there's not holes, but there's ledges. And Mike talks about fishing the ledges, how to locate those on your depth finder, also to take a look at the water temperature, pay close attention to that. And then he came up with a kind of different rig, a special rig that he's going to demonstrate on using that as opposed to fishing with live bait when you're fishing in those ledges, something that worked pretty well for us. And also some tips on dressing, because that's very important. You know, you get out there on a cold day and you're not dressed properly. You might be out there when it's 50 degrees air temperature. You get out on that water with that dampness and that boat's running 30, 35 miles an hour, you can be pretty miserable.
You've been together for 12 years. First year I was with you one time, you told me they had a 20-degree different figure rule on it, on the water.
That's a general rule of thumb. There's an actual chart that gives you a wind chill factor based on the wind and the temperature. But if you roughly judge that when you're going on the water, knock 20 degrees off the actual temperature. In other words, if it's 45 degrees, dress for 25. Use that 20 degree and you'll pretty much be safe. Let's take you down there now. We're going to talk to Captain Don Dudley Vandenborre about wintertime fishing, Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, and also Mike Gallo if you're going to be fishing that Great Wall of Chalmette, the Bayou Bienvenue area, and the Intercoastal Waterway. Here they are, Captain Mike and Captain Dudley. There we go, speckled trout. All right, so if you're one of the lucky ones that got a brand new shiny rod and reel under the Christmas tree or maybe even a boat and you want to get out there and put it to use while you got some time off, hold on, because a few things you need to know to catch fish in this coldest water of the season.
Well, I can count on one finger how many times I've caught speckled trout in water temperatures below 50. So it's not too often you catch them below 50. So 50 to 53 is really kind of tough. Above 53, the fish seem to be a little more aggressive.
That one looks a little thicker.
Purple again, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is. It's a keeper.
Better fish.
Got a good one?
He's better.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
There's a white trout.
Can't take that Dudley anymore.
The white trout.
It's a white trout. Look at the size of that thing. It's the biggest white trout I've seen in a while. Look at the belly.
I know. They always fat and chunky.
In the mud, it might be a red.
That's a nice trout. The one I had was a good fish,
That's
too.
a beautiful trout.
White trout or what?
No, big speck.
The one I had was a good one, too.
All right, so if you're going to make your holiday catch, remember, dress for the occasion. And make sure you watch that water temperature and find the drop-offs, and you'll find the speckled trout.
I find windbreakers are the best thing to do. A lot of people come out and they wear cotton. Your heat goes through the cotton and the breeze blows your heat away. So the windbreakers work best on keeping your heat in, keeping the cold off of you.
I think we got us a red here.
We do the whole show on one rig.
coming back. Maybe it's a white trout.
Mm-hmm.
They fight a little harder than the rest of them.
I think he's pulling the boat.
Got some funny spots.
All right, so it's not just the small specks you're going to catch wintertime. They've also got some of the big boys, too. Look at the head on that fish. Good Lord, Mike.
Can you pick all that up?